Like, to me, that says, make him draw cards.
Yeah, of course.
Just say, draw card. No, it's cool, draw card.
Yeah.
No, it's cool.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'll just pay 3 life. I'm at 100. I was like, no, just make him draw card in the game.
Oh my god. Not in a bad way. I'm probably going to edit that out. Hello, Magic. Whoa, shit. That was a little too enthusiastic. Hello, Magic players. Welcome to the Wake the Dead podcast, your weekly Magic the Gathering podcast brought to you by MTG MindGames. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel for weekly Magic-related content, news, deck techs, and pack openings. I'm your host, Scott, and with me tonight is my co-host, Evan. Evan, what's up, man?
I'm just trying to figure out why we've never played this Star Wars Risk that's sitting over here.
I think we tried. I don't know. Star Wars Risk, you know,
I feel like we should be playing Star Wars Risk.
I know. With all the Risk we used to play, like Roundtable. Yeah, seriously. So today is going to be an interesting day. We're trying a different style of recording. We got this nice new mic set up, and we're doing this stuff in person. So bear with us, you guys. It's going to be, you know, a little bit of growing pains and things like that. As well as we also have had some hiccups with our different hosting sites. So we're in the process of getting our hosting site squared away, so that way we can feature our podcast on MTG Cast a little more regularly. I know a lot of you guys have been wanting to be able to not have to watch the video on YouTube, but that's our roots. That's where we started, and we're at least going to be able to bring our episodes there. And we're also starting up a SoundCloud account, so SoundCloud will also allow us to host the podcast in the future as well. So today we're basically going to be talking about Commander and some of the drama, some crazy drama that's been going on ever since the Grand Prix Vegas. Let's just go ahead and talk about that. What was it? Hashtag Goifgate.
Hashtag who cares what he drafts.
Right. I mean, man, if I had a foil Goif and I'm a pro, like, you're already a pro. You already, what is he, silver status? Is he silver status or is he more? Pascal Maynard, he's a GP grinder, so.
I mean, most of the people that are talking bad about it, I mean, how many of them were in the semifinals at GP Vegas? Right.
I mean, you're talking about one of the biggest GPs of all time.
If he makes it up there and he sees a foil Goif and he wants to take it, take the foil Goif.
You're in top 8. I mean, once you hit top 8, you lock for pro status. So whether you're a pro or not, like, we've been following this on Twitter, as many of you probably have. Earlier today, it was at like 6,000.
Last time I looked, it was at 12.
Right. So let's check and see what it's at right now as of recording. We're recording at like 9 p.m. So
he also said, I don't know if you saw, but he said he's going to donate half of the proceeds.
Yep.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, he Pascal Maynard wants to donate half the proceeds to
Gamers Helping Gamers.
Gamers Helping Gamers. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. So I just got to the link and I checked on it. This thing has 113 bids on it. $5 shipping. Right? At this current moment, we have 6 days and 4 hours to go. This thing's at 113 bids, and it's sitting at $19,100.
Yeah. When I looked earlier, it was at 12,000. There was only 89 bids.
Right. So someone's having a bidding war right now. Like,
6 days left.
It's 6 days. I mean, if you're familiar with eBay, this thing could hit something like 40 or 50 grand at this point.
Easily
could. Wow.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Wizards of the Coast ended up buying it.
Right? Okay, so
as like a piece of Magic history.
Yeah, as if, because he's saying he's going to donate half of the proceeds to the Gamers Helping Gamers. It could even just be Gamers Helping Gamers, put money into it, just to try and drive people talking about this thing, because people are going to be talking about this for a long time. I mean, who knows who's bidding on it? The fear, obviously, in the back of my mind, because I used to be an eBayer, and we know a lot of people used to do eBay, is anyone can create an eBay account. Anyone can go on there with a new eBay account and bid whatever they want. There is no cap based on, you can't bid over $100 because you're new to eBay for 90 days. There's nothing like that, which, this is obviously a point where there should be something like that. $19,000. that feels like internet trolls to me. As much as I want to be afraid for them, you know.
It does kind of feel like trolling, but I'm hoping it's legit.
I know, I am too. I mean, we're all hopeful that the payment clears once it's going to be good in 6 days. Even if it just stays at 19,000, that's insane.
Well, it's definitely going higher than that.
Yeah, it's definitely going to go higher than that.
I mean, to be fair, it is like there will never be another.
There will never be another one. Yeah,
literally impossible to make another one.
You're talking about the only foil Tarmogoyf that was opened in a top 8 draft at the specific draft for the specific set, and it's specific to a story, and it was stamped, and Pascal Maynard's like offering to sign it, and he like, I bit the bullet, I got all this toxicity from the community, and now people are basically eating their words, because it just shows how much pros really just are in it for money, and they're not in it for... I mean, okay, so some of the pros are coming out and saying, I'm not in it for money. I just want to win. Well, what is winning? You want to win the money, right? Some people are like, well, you degraded the game by choosing a Tarmogoyf that didn't go in your deck. You should have taken a common Burst Lightning. Like, Burst Lightning gets passed around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're not playing red, Burst Lightning is not something you're going to take.
There's absolutely no chance that a foil Goyf gets passed more than once.
Right.
And anybody that... obviously, I can't say for sure, but my guess would be anybody who opened a foil Goyf would have taken it. Yeah. And they would be getting the same flack that Pascal is getting right now, because
anyone who says they're not,
you can't pass that card up.
Yeah, anyone who says they're not is just lying to you. They're just trying to seem high and mighty, like, I would never take that. Like, yes, you would. You're
I will tell you hands down right now, I would take it.
You cray, boy.
I don't care how many tournaments I've won. Like, I would take that.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yep. Wow. So that's the big news with that. I'm super floored that it's at 19,000 right now. That's insane.
It's gone up. That means it's gone up $7,000 in the 5 hours since I last looked.
Yeah. When I woke up this morning, it was at like 4,000. So in one day, it went to it jumped 15 grand. I mean, could this thing hit 100 grand?
No. It won't go that. I bet. My guess is we see no more action until the final day.
Yeah. I mean, it's really high.
After tonight, it's just gonna kind of die off a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then the last day was like, oh yeah, it's gonna end.
Now the funny thing about this is down in the details of this thing, because I read it earlier. It says you're bidding on a piece of Magic history.
Yeah, it does.
All right, so I'm going to just go ahead and read it. It says, "Hi, Pascal Maynard here. You're bidding on a piece of Magic the Gathering history. I opened this foil Modern Masters 2015 Tarmogoyf Grand Prix Vegas stamped in the top 8, and it created a huge story in the community, which you can probably find on the internet via #GoyfGate, #FoilGoyf, #MakeMagicHistory. The card is near mint, it's fresh out of the pack, and sleeved as soon as I could. It's got 2 minor scratches in the top left corner, probably caused by booster packaging. I offered to sign the card or the sleeve for authenticity. I'm eager to see how much it can sell for, and I'm even more excited to announce that I will donate 50% with a star next to it, or an asterisk.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I will donate 50% with the asterisk of the proceeds to the Gamers Helping Gamers charity. This pro player needs money to travel, and more importantly, some young Magic player might be unable to afford college. I hope we can change that." Now, the asterisk is simply saying that post eBay 10%
Makes
fees.
sense.
So, because he's not going to, it's like just bite the bullet on 10%.
Yeah.
Like,
especially when this thing gets up to $75,000.
Right? That's insane, man. So, yeah, I hope it works out for him. That's going to be interesting.
I saw one guy cracked me up. One guy on Twitter, he replied to somebody who was just berating Pascal for taking it, and he was like,
"Right.
Honestly, if I had seen that in my pack, I would have pulled it immediately, and then windmill slammed it onto the table and ran around the room high-fiving all my friends."
Yeah, because you're at the top 8 of a huge GP. Like, dude, I just won.
Seriously.
It's consolation prize. Like, seriously.
Really, what he should have done, I don't know how he I don't know if he drafted it in secret and didn't tell anybody.
Well, I think it was on camera. That's why.
But I mean, the people, as far as the people at the table,
right?
I'd have drafted it face up.
Yeah,
I'd have been like, "Hey guys, check this out," and then just
like telegraph,
throw everybody off there.
I'm in green, or am I really?
Throw everybody off.
Right.
Nobody would have known what was going on.
Yeah, they would have thought he was in green, and they would have stayed away from green. What if the people next to him were sitting in green, and he's like, "Guess what? Hate draft. What's up?"
Dude, that would have thrown everybody off. He should have drafted it face
nobody
up.
does that. I mean, we haven't seen that since Innistrad, where people had werewolves. You know, some people like hate draft a werewolf, making you think they're in a color. So
he should have pulled it and then immediately just pulled the sleeve out and been like, "Oh, here you go, guys, check this out."
Yeah,
and just left it there.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Like, you think of all the different tactics you could use by playing it like that. That's crazy. So, all right, let's move on, because we can talk about that one all day. So we're going to move on to our next topic. We've been looking into Commander in general. There's a couple things I wanted to bring up. With all the different products that we have coming out, we had, Modern Masters. You recently had the Commander products for this year come out with the different 5-color Commander decks, and they all had, Planeswalkers is like a new big thing. When do we think that we might end up seeing something where Wizards finally gives support to Commander other than just like a Commander's Arsenal or Commander products where they're sealed? I feel like the sealed Commander decks are more so geared at trying to get people into the format. When do you think Wizards is going to finally acknowledge, okay, now we've got people in the format, let's support it? Are we going to keep getting random stupid cards and sets? Like, I would love to see a summer set where we have booster packs that are draftable that are maybe silver bordered or gold bordered. I don't think we can do that, though, because that's not legal in Commander. So it's like, at what point, like, what kind of products should we print? Are we just going to see, like, Conspiracy 2? You know what I mean?
I don't know. It makes sense. It makes sense for them to put out some sort of support for it outside of just the constructed stuff that they're already doing.
Right.
Whether it's building a set of staples, which I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. It's a weird gray area. Okay,
Like,
so I'll be a little.
You can't just have a solid set of cards, because
Right.
then everybody's gonna build the same decks.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's gonna end up with the same cards in every single one of their decks.
I'll just clarify what I mean is that we need something from Wizards to support the format that will allow players that are more the casual players to get reprints of cards that are legacy staples and things like that. Not specifically like what they did in Conspiracy, because I feel like a lot of the cards in Conspiracy are really clunky and weird. Conspiracy was great as a cool draft format, a new space that they could develop some stuff in, like with the Conspiracy cards themselves. But then you had cards like Stifle being reprinted and Exploration, which completely killed their pricing, and getting stuff like that supported Legacy and Vintage, with them being black bordered.
Yeah.
But I feel like Wizards needs to do something where maybe it's similar to the gold border cards from back in the day, and open up the rules saying that gold border cards are legal now in Commander, as long as you play with the sleeve.
In Casual Commander.
In Casual Commander, yeah. And not, obviously, gold bordered cards are not legal in tournaments, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then you run into the problem, well, how does that support players getting gold border cards playing casually, and then those players want to play in a tournament, They'll have to go out and rebuy all the cards again. So it's a weird gray area, and I want them to be able to just be like making similar to like the MTGO, how they have the Planeswalker cards on there, where you can play casually with Planeswalker cards. Like for $3 you get like 300 Planeswalker cards, where it's like a Baneslayer, like all this crazy epic cards, and everyone has the same card pool. You build 60 card decks and you play infinity games just for fun. You know what I mean? It's usually only noobs playing it and like new players, and if you open up a MTGO account, that's what you get for free just to play on there, just to kind of get used to MTGO. But I feel like if we had access to gold border cards, it would open up the format for them to be able to print things for here, but not let them be legal in other sets. What do you think?
It just seems so weird to me. Like, I know when the gold board stuff first came out, like, we put it in our decks.
Yeah.
None of us really cared because we were all casual. So
Right.
we weren't gonna hate on somebody wanting to play those recurring nightmares sitting there, which is most of the time the card that and the Verdant Force. Those were the big cards that we played out of those.
I mean, these are my original. I have them sitting out here on the table just for reference. The World Championship decks cards from 1998.
We didn't even play with sleeves. You knew when they were coming.
Nope. That's why they're so beat up. They're like,
I think it would be okay, but it can't just be like, here, give us $20 and here's this guaranteed list of cards.
Right.
It has to be in some sort of random format so that it's not just giving everybody the same stuff. I don't know. It's really hard. It's hard to word this.
So in that case, and what you're saying is you want the variants to be there just like it is in other sets, where when you buy packs, you're buying that variant.
It should be in booster pack form.
Right.
It should be cheap.
Yeah.
And the booster pack should be big.
Right.
It should be like 30 card packs for $2 or $3.
See, I'm even okay with $4 packs being like maybe like $4 for a $5 little brick that is maybe 3 packs, like a tournament pack, like a $5 tournament pack, right?
That's what they should do.
So it's $5 for 75 cards. They're all random, and you're basically getting these non-Magic backed commander cards.
It should be a tournament pack.
Yeah.
It should have a guaranteed commander in it.
Exactly. That'd be cool.
Every card in it, including lands, should be gold. It should basically be to the point where you could go through it and pull cards that are out of color and shuffle and play.
Yeah, yeah. And it'd be interesting if you could do this where if the lands, like you even have the design space with this to make lands that are really cool. Like print gold border unhinged lands. You know what I mean? Because you're talking about reprints from other sets and stuff, so why not make all of the basic lands unhinged lands?
If they're not tournament legal.
Because everyone wants these lands. Yeah, they're not tournament legal. They're not going to mess with anything. The secondary market, the commander players are going to love it. They're all going to be able to get these full art lands. So the only con to this whole thing, or the only negative I could see, is because we already have pre-established gold cards. So you have Collector's Edition, you have the World Championship Series, like top 8 decks or whatever. Then you also have what line do you draw where you can't have people play silver bordered uncards, so it's like
you just make a new border.
Is it just gold, or is it just silver, or do we end up doing something like a purple border,
blue border?
Exactly, right. Yeah. So
you would have to make a new border. There's no other way that it would work, because then you're going to have all these.
Okay, so let's say we don't do a gold border, let's say it's a blue border, right? And you still have Magic back, so then you can, if you are the type of player that doesn't want to play with sleeves, you can still play with no sleeves.
Yeah.
But that's still,
it's super noticeable,
yeah,
so you're not going to be able to get away with it in a tournament or anything.
And you just make it so that the cards, near maybe the, because the gold border cards, you can alter them to have black border with a Sharpie and try and get away with that, from a tournament standpoint or just logistics wise. But they have this gold signature here.
Yeah.
So the gold border cards have the signature of the pro that played it. But the, with these commander cards, you would literally just have the symbol that the card was printed in as the commander symbol, like a commander set.
Yeah.
So, but it would still be Magic backed. It would have a new border, and it would have the commander symbol. So you couldn't get away with altering it for black border. It would be clear as day right there. And I just think it'd be really awesome to be able to have something like that. And it would support commander players. And the reason why I bring this whole topic up is because I was looking into, I have these gold border cards. Can I play them in my commander deck? Because I don't play commander too often, but I play Tiny Leader a lot, and I play draft and things like that. And obviously you can't. They're not legal. And I just think that that's kind of dumb because they're printed by Wizards. It's a Wizard printed product on Cardamundi cards.
I always thought those were kind of weird. Even when they were first printed, it was weird to me that I could just go out and buy the deck that has Verdant Force in it and put Verdant Forces into my deck. It didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Since I bought so much Tempest.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got my one Verdant Force.
Right. And the other thing was that we had friends back in the day, because we used to play with gold border cards, but we had friends back in the day that liked playing their commander decks or whatever with cards like Gleemax and Blacker Lotus and these crazy silver uncards, And yes, you can play whatever you want in a casual format, but at what point does a casual format become a tournament type format? When you start playing it down at the shop, right?
Yeah.
So how are you supposed to be promoting this way of playing this casual format to play with other players if you can't play it down at the shop for a tournament or something like that? So I feel like it's definitely one of those gray areas that Wizards needs to hurry up and clear up and do something. I would love to see a pack of Commander 2016 that I can open and draft, and it's crazy stuff like Library of Alexandria, along with, they're not printing them for tournament cards.
Yeah,
like whether they're on the reserve list, they're not
legal
they're not.
in any format.
And if anything, players who are vintage players will be able to use them as proxies.
Yeah.
It will help defeat Chinese faking, all kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of upside. So I'm not talking about eradicating the reserve list. I believe in the reserve list as an economic standpoint for the game to help with the secondary market and making sure cards don't plummet in value. But I just want to open some commander packs with old cards, like a Sliver Queen in there. Like,
really the only things that it does, to me, it only does two things. It helps people, it helps the like super casuals who are just getting into Commander and don't have the card base to build these ridiculous decks.
Right.
And it helps players like us who do have the cards, but might have them in other decks and don't have multiple copies, and I just want to be able to proxy things without having to just write out pieces of paper.
Right. It helps to
test your decks before going out and spending $160 on whatever card.
Yeah.
Or going out and trading away everything to get a Library of Alexandria to put into your deck.
Yeah. And unfortunately for my case, it helps you not trade for Chinese fakes and get duped by people because Chinese fakes are in your area. I have still yet to get a response from Mark Rosewater. I emailed him specifically about my Chinese fake that I had accidentally traded for. I just to inform our listeners, I traded for a Savannah from a local player, and he had a lot of Chinese fakes on him. And I was, I'm naive to the fact that I trade a lot, but I was naive to the fact that it would happen to me and that it would be in my area. I'm really genuine with the people I trade with, and this guy just happened to have the exact same cards that were part of those like 54 or 60 something cards that the Chinese fake site DHgate is actually promoting. And I'll be clear about it. You can go on dhgate.com and purchase Chinese fakes, and they're blue centered. They're all kinds of different things. They pass the bend test. It's kind of ridiculous. They pass all kinds of tests. Unfortunately, the one that I got didn't pass the light test, and it's thicker, more dense, and I felt robbed. My community, we all feel robbed. Like, it's not even cool that, there's other individuals in the community that ended up trading for pieces of power from him that didn't know better and gave him like upfront money, like $2,000 for a couple of Moxen and things like that. And they got completely duped. The guy is like hightailing it out of here. He's gone. He's long gone. So it's really frustrating to have the situation of Chinese fakes happen to you, and you think that you think it's not going to happen to you. You think it's not going to, there's no way that could happen in my area. Like, oh, that happened back in the East Coast where they play a lot of Legacy. This guy comes up and it's just like, dude was old. I thought that he had those cards originally. He said he had, had them, and now he has kids and he got back into it. It's like, so I'm, the heart made me, my big heart was like, oh, that's a great story. Like, I totally fell for it, dude. But yeah, so there's a website out there that's producing these, and they're still up, they're still running, and they're still selling them. I almost want to just link in the description of this video where you can get them, not to promote it, but just so that don't trade for these cards. Light test every single card you have. All of our listeners, I suggest, and everyone that can hear this, light test, bend test, do all that stuff to your cards, because they are in the end cardboard, and if you want to have proxies, more power to you. That's that's each person's right to have proxies of whatever they want to do, but it is copyright infringement. It is all bad by, recreating cards that are owned by Wizards and Hasbro and all that stuff. So, yeah.
Super bad.
Yeah, it's a super bad topic to talk about, really. It really is. And people always want to try and stay hush-hush about it, but I don't feel that you should. As a victim and as not having any kind of...
You gotta be vocal about it.
Yeah.
That way people are on their toes.
Yeah, I have to let everyone know, because I'm not just going to sit here and be the victim and not have anyone learn from my mistake, So I still have it. If you see me in person and want to see it, and I'll show you the light test. I will be an ambassador to show you guys, and until I get word back from Wizards of the Coast about it, then that's basically the way I have to be about it, because I feel robbed. I totally feel robbed. So let's just talk about some non-Magic news, and then we can get this game of Commander going. So what do you got non-Magic going on right now?
I don't think there is anything non-Magic going on right now.
Just normal daily life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been too busy with school and stuff.
Yeah.
NFL's been quiet.
Yep. Nice.
Other than overpaying people like usual.
Yeah. That does happen. I mean, well, we do have some non-Magic news for me. I've already told you publicly, but I just recently got in contact with my biological family.
Yeah.
Which is the hugest thing for me. I won't get too deep into it, but I haven't talked to my biological family on my dad's side in over 30 years, and in the past week it's just been a floodgate of 4 aunts, 25 cousins, 2 grandparents. Like, my biological father is still in town. I have 2 brothers now. Like, it's intense. I mean, I've yet to meet anyone in the flesh. I've talked to people on the phone and messaged people, and it's just been insane. They've all actually really been super cool, and I have a lot of cousins that are like into geeky stuff, like my cousin Blake. He's into D&D. He actually DMs for like his local D&D. Yeah, and then his brother Cody is like into Star Wars and stuff. And they're all, I have a cousin named Ashley that's like, she's a barista that's totally into like Harry Potter and stuff like that. So it's really cool, like having them be into geek culture. And I'm actually the oldest one in that family, like the oldest grandkid. Yeah. So it's completely flipped on its head from being like one of the younger grandkids in my mom's side. So I'm really happy about it, and it's been nice being able to talk to them about different things and like family history and all that stuff. So it's a little personal information, but it's whatever. And our big information our big news that we have is we're preparing for a Commander tournament. Commander tournament is going on June 6th at Battleground Games in Modesto, California. It used to be the old Creers Cards and Comics. It was our old LGS, and some big news. Yeah, some big news for if you haven't been in the know in like our local area is that Creers Cards and Comics, after 25 years, is now no more. I mean, we've been kind of sitting on this announcement for a little while, trying to let Battleground get their website and stuff like that all up and going, and they've been up and running for a few weeks now, and it's primarily owned now by Tony, Kenny, and Brian. Brian, if many of you know, he's been there forever, aka Coconut. He's a good guy, and pretty soon we'll be interviewing them and doing a spotlight on the shop for anyone who's interested to check out that on like a future episode. They've been really cool about giving like positive reinforcement and good feedback, and feature some of the videos in the store on like the TV and stuff for other players to watch. So it's been really nice. So we like to give them as much support as we can, as they're our LGS, and definitely if you're a Commander player and you're listening to this, I hope that you know about the June 6th tournament. It's $15 for a modern...
Hopefully $15.
Oh, yes. Okay, so that's another thing, too. That's one of the reasons why we need to make this announcement, because it's, right now, $15 per person, as long as we get enough people, for a box of Modern Masters. So that, obviously, will be one of those huge things that will help stem the bleed on how much expensive some of these cards are if you're a Commander player, So... yes, it's going to be all or nothing. The tournament, as far as I know, is it's based on kill points. So, unlike other pods and things like that, and points, and different structures of tournaments. These kill point tournaments are really based on, you could lose your pod to one guy, but if you kill 2 people in your pod, you essentially are ahead of the game.
You can still end up
at the top table.
At the top,
yeah. So it promotes these super cutthroat aggressive decks or combo-rific decks, like just an insane stuff. If you're doing a pillow fort thing, you might not even get there. Like, you really have to be able to kill the entire board at once in order to get to that top table if you're a pillow fort. I feel like the first person to get to 6 points is really going to get to the top table. Yeah. So as soon as you can kill, your opponents, you're just locked for top. So it'll be interesting, though, to see what kind of decks get played. I know the big decks in the area that get played are Azami, Lady of Scrolls, Sharam the Hegemon, and Jarad Golgari Lichlord. Obviously, the commanders that aren't mentioned here are things like Geist of St. Traft, Damia. I know that there's an elf deck that someone was playing at one point. It was kind of like a mono green, or maybe it was a green-white tokens list with Rhys, or Rhys the Redeemed, or whatever. And then obviously you have cards like Nekazar. It's going to be interesting. I'm going in hopeful to just play and have fun. We don't play Commander too often. We've been playing Tiny Leader a lot, and even then, our little group, when we play casually, we don't go for kills. It's almost like we're just playing around just to sit around the table, just to kind of hang out.
We play to annoy each other as much as we can.
Yeah.
We always somebody gets ganged up on every single time. Somebody's commander is going to be killed 10 times. It's usually mine. Yeah. Because it's usually me playing Damia, and everybody's just like, Damia, she costs 7. Have fun playing her at 23.
Nice. Yep. Yeah. So, all right, man. Let's wrap this one up for this week. Listen to that. That's got to get picked up.
Oh, it's got to get picked
hilarious. Up. All right. So if you can hear that, that is my kitten crying because I'm not giving her love because we are recording a podcast. So I'm going to go hug my kitten right now. All right. So, Evan, how can people find you?
As usual, just at MTG Evan on Twitter. That's the only place I am. I do still have an Instagram. It's still pretty much just pictures of beer.
Right. Fair enough. Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter as well at MTG Scooter, and we also have at MTG MindGames. That's going to be the Magic community based Twitter account, and that's where our videos and things like that will get posted. You can also join the Facebook community at MTG MindGames, and you can also follow us on Instagram at MTG MindGames. So for now, our podcasts are going to be going up primarily on the YouTube channel, and we will eventually get our hosting squared away and get back onto MTG Cast as well as SoundCloud and iTunes. Just bear with us, be patient. So I think what episode is this? Episode 7, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, episode 7's a wrap. All right. So keep it real, keep it magic.